Did you come for tips on how to do vocabulary on slides? Well, I just happen to be your gal. So we are going to go here in this look at the activity for today, the video, and the assignment. You'll see that there are 5, cinco, cinq, French for 5, words that you need to find. No less than 5. 5 is a requirement. Must have 5. Must. 5 words that are new or important to the story. And I say that because people are like, I know other words. That's nice. What about words that are important to the story? Because those are just as important to make certain that we understand. And then often what happens is as people are looking those up, they're like, I never knew that was the definition of that word. For example, several students today, and I do not mean this to disparage them or anything, because I bet there's someone out there listening who didn't know this either. Labor is not just women having a baby. Labor also means work. So Labor Day actually is honoring not moms, sorry moms out there who may be in the background hearing this, it's honoring people, all the actual labor laws that we're reforming, all the laws that we have to make it possible for people to work in safety. So maybe that, kids aren't out there slaving away and losing some limbs and fingers and digits and things. It's honoring that and all the people out there that are working. And that's what Labor Day is for. It's not out there for moms. You have Mother's Day for that. All right, so let's get down to brass tacks. An idiom, which is really awesome, by the way. All right, so we are in Article HR 1, which is called Why Rohingya Muslims Are Fleeing Myanmar in Droves. This is from our 3rd week, and I just scrolled down to vocabulary where I have criticized. Criticized is a word that we identified in this particular paragraph as being rather important because it showed the United Nations approach to the government. I'm going to put it here in the paragraph. I strongly encourage, I just didn't want a purple, strongly encourage that you put page numbers as well so that you can go back and look at the sentence and say, that's what that sentence now means, because I have a definition to go with it. All right, so tools, dictionary, because it's highlighted already, it's going to search for that word. If it was not highlighted here, I would just have to put the word there. So I don't need to copy this whole thing. It's not going to fit there. Let's see what we actually need. Indicate the faults of someone or something in a disapproving way. Do you see how I'm reading this? It's important. Technicians were criticized for defective workmanship. Oh, that's just that one right there, that's just a sentence. I don't need that, so I'm going to definitely skip that. States criticized the failure to provide an adequate and permanent compensation. Again, that's a sentence, an example. I don't need that. But I like this synonym, find fault with. Definitely want that. I like that. That's simple, and it gives me a nice definition. That wasn't the first thing, but it works. It gives me the definition, and it helps make sense. If I want, I can go back to that first definition, indicate the faults of someone or something in a disapproving way, stopping at that semicolon before those 2 sentences, and I'm copying, and I'm going to put it in there. And you can see that find fault with and the next part makes sense. They go together. But I like the find fault with because if I take this definition back to the first sentence, I need to make certain that I can put that definition in there. So let's take it. Last week, the United Nations found fault with the government of Myanmar. Mind blown. That sentence makes so much more sense now. So clear, it's concise. I didn't have to put in indicated the faults of someone or something in a disapproving way. That's a little long. But the other way was very clear. Okay. If you're using dictionary.com or m-w.com, Merriam-Webster Dictionary, you need to reference that. Please do not use Wikipedia. I'll tell you a story about that another day. But if you're using the dictionary within Here, slides, you do not need to reference it because it's implied that you're using it here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the normal size version of me in the full size box Zoom session.